Hi, welcome to mattsdrumlessons.com.au. Today's lesson is just going to be a quick one on the notes. So a lot of students are trying to learn the names of the notes and how to remember them. And I found a really simple way, which I think is easy to remember. So let's start with the whole note. Let's just draw it at the top. Now I always say it looks like a hole, so it's called a whole note. It's really easy to remember, and I think if you've got that, you can actually work out everything. Let me explain. So it looks like a hole, so it's called a whole note. Easy. It lasts for a whole bar. So a whole bar of common time. So 4 counts. It's worth 4 counts. So if we know that, we've already got a lot of information. So we can actually use that in conjunction with one other thing. We know if we change its physical features by one thing, let's make it a half note, we half its value. So we've changed it in one way. We've added a stem, and now it's halved its value. So we've gone from a whole note to half of a whole note, which is actually still, well, it's a half note. So let's change its physical features again. Let's colour in the note head. So we've changed its physical features in one way, and we've halved it again. So we've gone from a half note to half of a half note, which is a quarter note. So this is a quarter note. So you're starting to follow what I mean. Let's change its physical features one more way. We'll add a tail. That looks a bit weird. But anyway, there's an eighth note, because half of a quarter is an eighth. Right, we can add another tail in there if I can squeeze it in there. We've changed the features one more way. There we have a 16th note. Okay, so if you go into an exam, a music theory exam, say grade 1 or whatever, and you need to remember the names of the notes, there you go. Draw that on your page, and there's your cheat sheet. That's got everything you need to know. It tells you the name it's by looking at it. You know 1, it's a whole note. You know it lasts for a whole bar of common time, so 4 counts. When you change it by one feature, we're halving it. So this is a half note, because we had a whole note. Now we have a half note. It's equal to 2 counts. We change that in one more way. We have a quarter note, 1 count. We change this in one more way. We have an eighth note. So this is half of 1 count. There we are. We can add more physical features to it. We have a 16th note. So this is 1/4 of 1 count. Okay. So that might be helpful to the people who are trying to learn the names of the notes, just purely by recognizing what they look like, the names of them, and also how long their values are. Don't confuse this here for being a half note. No. This, I've written half here because this is half of 1 count. And this is a quarter of 1 count. So therefore this is half. This is half of this. This is half of that. Okay? Sometimes it's easy to remember if you draw a tree. So whole note equal to 4 counts. 2 half notes will fit into 1 whole note. So there's 2 each there. 2 here and 2 there. Each one of those can fit 2 quarter notes. So each one of those is worth 1 count. That's why some people sometimes say music's a lot like maths. There's a lot of similarities, but music. So each one of these can equal 1 half note. And of course, when we draw half notes, we don't draw them like that in music, not when they're next to each other. Their tails become beams. This is called a beam. And depending on the music, the time signature of the music, the pulse of the music, there are different rules as to whether you join 4 up or 3 up or 2 up. Okay? And the same rules apply to the 16th notes. So I'll draw a couple bad 16th notes here for you, and so on. Cool. That's just a short little lesson on notes. Unfortunately, the rests aren't as easy to remember, but there you go. I thought that was pretty interesting how you can take a circle and remember all of that. Cool, thanks.